Yo, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to Generation Red. Sorry about the delay. Samir wouldn't let us go live until he posted on every single social media
I know they
platform
even do
there
them
was.
all in the end. Put it just on Twitter and what's it, X even, and then Instagram stories.
I feel like you need to get it everywhere now, though, because we've had to wait for it.
Sorry, lads. And ladies, or theys, or thems.
What's going on, Jake? Nice to have you in the chat, mate. By the way, anyone can get involved in the
Boys.
conversation on this as well, because if you comment on the chat, we're live on Twitter and on the YouTube channel as well. So anyone that does want to jump in the chat, throw a question over, or their part of the conversation, just throw it in and let us know. We're going to go through a couple of things today. Obviously, transfer window's nearly open. We made 3 signings already.
Yeah.
And we're new to this live stream business, aren't we?
Yeah. Send them in because you obviously can't see, but you can see 3 different screens of this, what we can see. And it's all out of sync in time. So I'm basically going underpants.
Your anxiety
Can we
is
swear
like
on
mad
this?
right now, isn't it?
Yeah, anxiety's on a mad one. Can we swear on this? Or is it not encouraged?
Yeah, go for it. You know.
Fiddlesticks. Got it out. Boys, yes, lads. Yes, Jack and Jake.
What's going on, Jack? Right, so
Wait, can I just do one thing?
you're live, so you've just asked me if you can do one thing. Right, I'm just doing it.
What's that? Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Salford Stand. It's me, Mark Goldbridge. We got some latest transfer news from Fabrizio Romano. Very good. I don't know why I did that.
I take myself very seriously.
Yo, where's Stroh at?
Right, so before we get into it, it's just gonna go downhill already, isn't it? It's just we've already gone pot. My head's gone. Yeah, so small man JJ, who was the first guest, unfortunately can't make it onto tonight's stream, but we have brought in a different guest. I'll bring you up now. How are you doing, Mr. Stroh? How are you doing, sir? Oh, that's Bobbins. How do I get? You're on mute, lad.
Just while we're trying to sort that out, just in regards to the chat, Matt Smith doesn't look like he's staying. He's pretty much confirmed that he's left the club. We don't even know if he's staying in football. As far as I know, he started a new business venture, so might just stay out of football for a while. It's a bit of a shame, but we do have reinforcements coming that we will talk about. And hello again, Stroh.
Yeah, shouts to Stroh. So Stroh, mate, it's got to pot this, isn't it? For anyone that doesn't know Stroh, Stroh is, well, he's going to be a first-time Salford fan coming this season, aren't you? He's got a season ticket. Came a few times last year.
It feels weird, like being on a football stream and not talking like Premier League football. So it's a nice little change.
For anyone who does recognise Stroh, he used to do a bit of a, what do you call it? Football YouTubing. Is that what it's called? Is that what we are?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So football terrace. Yeah, it's fun. It's good. I'm enjoying this stuff.
Okay.
I was on the Stretford paddock. Do you remember? When I was pissed out my head and I sent that clip in and they put it on.
It's pretty much like now.
I'm not even drunk. I'm playing with some Lewis's kids.
But no, what we will do.
I can't wait to clip that. Where's Stroh?
What we will do, we'll go through a few things. So we'll go through. Obviously, this episode is specifically based on Carl Robinson's rebuild of the Salford squad, which feels like we've got about 6 registered players to start the season. It might get to the point where we've got to put boots on and do a job.
You have. I've got white boots and can't even kick a ball, so that's
just do Matt Smith, stand up top.
Yeah, let's actually talk about Stroh and his football credentials. Stroh, who's on the channel here now, he's actually a coach who's their training kit is sponsored by Generation Red, and we paid him nothing.
It's called blackmail. But no, yeah, it's good to have you on, Stroh. Appreciate you jumping on last minute as well, mate. Obviously, hopefully we'll get JJ on the next stream as well. But yeah, you're excited to join Salford City as a season ticket holder this year?
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. Like the thing is, and I'm just at that age now where I can only wait so long to get a season ticket at Liverpool. So I've been waiting 8 years, and even though they built the extension on the main stand, even though they did the Anfield Road, like Salford's local to me, and I've always had a soft spot for Salford, regardless of the whole 92 connection and the whole rivalry with Liverpool and stuff like that. I've always loved Salford as a club, and I've always wanted to see how far they could push it. And when you see everything that's gone on with Wrexham and the amount of publicity and the amount of funding that's been pumped into him, like I don't see the reason why that can't happen with Salford, and I want to go on that journey with him. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like I'm getting into it at a good time.
Felt like you scripted that. To be honest.
Nah, that was decent. Nah.
No, it was
I,
really nice.
I started smirking though because you mentioned Wrexham and you mentioned their little snide documentary. I feel like I've got to talk about it. I put a tweet alluding to it, right? Do you remember the video we did a couple of months back? I'm talking about, I'm going to be on the next Welcome to Wrexham, talking about Salford and it's giving it the big one and talking about, telling all these birds this, that, and the other. Turns out the little scruffs have cut me out. Not even in it. Not even in it, mate. Not even like a little shot of me head. Nothing. They've fully cut me out, right?
They cut the whole game out. All they put in was
The
no,
thumbnail,
it was the last goal. I can't remember who scored it.
No.
The last goal, and they just had a little bit of text saying Salford 3, Wrexham 2 or 1 or whatever it was. 3-1.
Yeah, I got a video call of you, and I thought he was joking. I was like, ha ha ha, well funny, my friend. Turns out he's being deadly serious. They've completely just dropped me out of it, and we were too talented. You're damn right. We're damn right, Jake. See, Jake's in the chat. He knows it. He knows what it's like because he was there with us. He was doing it with us, and they've cut us all out. But I was going to say something positive about it, but now they can do one. I got a free breakfast out of Ryan Reynolds, so that's that. But just to hit back in the chat regarding Kelly and Mai.
We'll go into the players in a minute who's staying in that.
See, I don't know how to work this because I see a chat and I get dead excited. I feel like I need to just answer it because of the ADHD. I feel like I need to
pace yourself. We're already blowing our load holiday.
Oh, that's what we're missing. Said I've not even got. I'm single.
Honestly, one of the reasons we've never gone live with the podcast is purely because we didn't know how it would go. And I feel like today we might find out podcast or not going forward. But no, because the season's over. Honestly, we've got no match day reviews or anything to do on the channel, so we thought we'd jump on and set up some lives. And this is the testing, isn't it? I feel like you're doing all right with it though. No, you're doing all right. Should we get straight into it? By the way, anyone who does want to get involved, just jump in the chat. Obviously, if you're subscribed to YouTube, you can jump into the chat on there. We can't see the Twitter comments right now.
Sorry. Yes, Sumif. Big man Sumif is in the mix.
Yeah, we did
CRB test and all that.
You took me up. You did do a CRB test. You're all right. Yeah, so anyone who does want to jump in, just drop us a comment on the YouTube. We can see them, so we will read them as we go along. But Carl Robinson's first summer.
It's his first summer, yeah, but is he going to be backed financially? Do we have the money? We stopped selling Graver for a start. Like,
yeah.
How can we buy a player if we can't afford Graver?
Oh, could I? No salt, pepper, no ketchup at one game.
Still, you can tell how I'm annoyed about it because I talk about every video we do.
Well, I think looking at the team this year, I mean, should we start with the players that have left?
Yeah.
So obviously Matt Smith. Shouts to Rob who's in the chat as well, asking what's going on with Matt Smith. Matt Smith and the club as well have already confirmed that he's leaving. There's been no talk of him going anywhere, but there's also been no talk of retirement. So I still think he'll pop up somewhere, mate. I don't think he's done.
I don't know.
I think he would have announced retirement now if he was. Unless he's just waiting.
He's just a free agent just looking for something.
Yeah, unless he sort of see what the landscape is. But I don't think there'll be any. I think there'll be a few clubs looking for a Matt Smith style player for a year. 100%.
Yeah.
He still scores, doesn't he? He was very consistent for us last season.
Probably go Altrincham.
Well, he might go a little bit closer to home. So, I mean, I don't know. I think Matt Smith, Salford legend, and he's done wonders for us. Wherever he goes, all the best with him. But, yeah, there's no talks of where he's gone. But we have lost our goal scorer, which is a big worry.
Yeah. Because how many, throughout this season, how many times did a Matt Smith header save us? That used to be my favourite prediction, Matt Smith header. And a lot of the time it came correct because the guy was an animal with his head. That's why he's got a bold spot because he was smashing pure headers. But yeah, it's going to be, in regards to goal scorers, we've obviously got Hendry's coming back. We've got some other things coming in that we're going to talk about later.
Yeah.
But we definitely need to see other options going up, creating the goals for, scoring the goals for us, should I say. So that's Matt Smith. Unfortunately, we don't know exactly what's happening. Moving on to another one that's confirmed.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about this one or?
Yeah, whatever. So
I just took the lead there. Just
that
went
was
on.
nice. It was
Nah,
nice. Laid off.
I didn't give you the safe word or anything. I just went with it. Do you know what I mean?
By the way, if any Salford fans that we know as well,
All players
want to jump on the live stream, just drop us a DM on the Generation Red Twitter page, and I'll send you the invitation to jump in. Obviously, you'll need a camera to join, but if anybody does, send us a DM on Generation Red on Twitter, and we'll bring you in. But yeah, off the back of Matt Smith, confirmed he's no longer a part of the club.
Quick one.
Second, yeah, go on.
Matt Smith. I heard a rumor that he's going back to Oldham.
That wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, they're not even. What's it? The league below us, aren't they?
Yeah.
That makes sense. That.
I mean, I think he can still play League 2 level, me.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, he could.
He scored, what was it, 20 odd goals last season.
Yeah.
But I also feel like Oldham, if he is dialing down his career and focusing more on his businesses, going and playing part-time football probably works a bit better for him. A lot of players have done it, like Gareth Evans, who was at Bradford and Portsmouth. He went to Radcliffe last season, done part-time football. So yeah, I could see that happening, focusing on his businesses and just still playing a little bit.
That's a good scoop.
I just hope he don't go anywhere League 2 and bags us. That'd be horrible, that, won't it?
Yeah, it'd be hanging.
But yeah, second player to leave is obviously confirmed. He's gone to Burton Albion. Is Elliot Watt? It's a painful one, this, but I'm buzzing for him that he's gone to League One. I actually thought he could have done a bit better than Burton Albion. That's no disrespect to them, but I actually thought he could play at the top level in League One. But yeah, you can't blame. I suppose you can't blame Elliot Watt for going free transfer. We didn't get any money off him.
Was it no money?
His contract was up on it, so he's gone there. But yeah, good signing for Burton Albion. Seen a lot of their fans buzzing with it. I think rightly so. Yeah, we're gonna miss Elliot Watt next season. There was a few fans last year that was on his case a little bit, but I thought it was unreal, me. Especially the year before for the playoff run. He's a player that we're gonna miss. That we definitely need to replace as well.
He was a lead. He was our captain for when Carl Robinson came in. It's sad to see him go. He was a stalwart in the midfield. So again, like when I talk about Matt Smith, do we have personalities that can replace that? I think we probably do with players like London. But again, we'll just have to see what happens.
But when we did that, obviously, if you've not seen it, by the way, the interview with Alex Cairns is on the channel at the minute.
Yeah.
When we did the interview with Alex Cairns,
he says I wasn't there.
Yeah, you wasn't there. But a couple of the things he was saying, like when Miles did his quick fire questions, we asked like who was the DJ in the dressing room. It was Elliot Watt. Who was the funniest player in the dressing room? He said Elliot Watt. So he's obviously a big personality. Never mind on the pitch, but in the dressing room, we're now missing. I thought
congratulations on his engagement.
Yeah, congratulations, Elliot. Elliot was always sound to us as well, so we do wish him the best. Like he gave Miles his shirt, and he was one of the first players that actually acknowledged us as a podcast winner.
Yeah.
So yeah, all the best, El. But yeah, it's shit to see him go. Thirdly, Adrian Mariappo has confirmed he has left. The club have confirmed he's left as well. Again, we don't know if he's retiring or not. He's not put anything up.
What's he been doing recently? He's been playing football. Is that a charity thing?
No, it's like a Legends League, innit? I think it's I don't really know what it is, but I know there's a lot of pros that have been involved with it, ex-pros as well. I see Marvin Sardell, who used to play for Bolton, was playing in it the other day as well. But yeah, Maps, I don't know where he's going. He's not mentioned if he's retired or what. But again, I thought Maps got a bit of a bad rap sometimes at Salford. I didn't mind Maps playing me. He gave everything when he was there. Obviously, he was getting on a bit. Couldn't play back-to-back games, but it'll be a shame to lose him. Stevie Mallon has confirmed he has gone.
Free agent now, isn't it?
Yep. Bumped into him in the Trafford Centre. And he said he's not decided where he's going yet. Congratulations on getting married, Stevie. But yeah, we've got... Miles is upset because he's not a part of this podcast. He's
past his bedtime.
It's past your bedtime.
Put your top on. Put a top on and say hello. He's just come out of bed from downstairs. I don't know if the mic's picking that up, but he just said, "You're not on Disney. You can't say now." Just can do one. Hope you get a nightmare, you scruff.
Wow.
Sorry.
Let me that. Bounce off that. So Stevie Mallon's gone. I'm going to fire through these. Conor McClellan has been announced he has gone. Ethan Ingram, loan finished, gone back to West Brom, but congratulations to Ethan Ingram. He's been offered a contract extension at West Brom, so they obviously saw
Yeah,
something.
it's pure potential there with that lad.
Yeah, they saw something at him at Salford. There was talks that his contract was going to expire and be released. Sort of hoping Salford stepped in and picked him up. But I wouldn't be too mad if Salford went back in for another year loan on him if he's still contracted at West
Depends
Brom.
where he's at in his career, though. I mean, like, if he's going to go back to that club now, and is he really going to get first team action? I mean, he might get a sub run, but
No, but he's had a year at League Two. If they've got faith in his ability, they might do a League One loan out, play at a high level, get a bit more experience. But I would like to see Ethan Ingram, if he could, potentially come back to Salford. I thought he had a bit of a dip. He started really well, had a bit of a dip after that injury, and then I thought he finished the season quite strong as well.
Definitely.
But yeah, I like to see Ethan Ingram back in the fold, if possible. But well done on earning a new deal at West Brom. Declan John been released. There's loads of talks of Declan John at the minute going to Tranmere.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've seen a few of it all over Twitter and stuff the other day. And DJ Pedro, he was obviously in the B team, didn't feature much. He's gone to Buxton in the National League North, and Joel Torrance, the goalkeeper, has confirmed to be leaving Salford.
So we've only got one keeper now.
Got one keeper.
Yeah, and we've got one defender.
Well, should we go through the team we've got? So the team, the team officially on paper, as it stands for Salford, is. By the way, this is going to be a long list. Are you ready? Goalkeeper, Alex Cairns.
That's it.
So we definitely 100% need a backup keeper. Defense. These are, by the way, these are the red players we've got so far. Curtis Tilt, he's staying, which is brilliant.
Yeah, love Tilt here.
Luke Garbutt, left back, finished the season really strong last year.
One of my favourite players at Salford. Absolute legend.
I sort of agree with what Jake's just said there in the chat, just to go back to Ingram, was really good under Neil Wood, but really poor under Carl Robinson. I'd probably agree with that, to be honest, mate. I don't know what you think, but I thought he started the season really.
I think he got more game time with Neil Wood.
Well, he had that injury, didn't he, after Wood went, and then he had to fight his way back into the position with Carl Robinson. But
and then Declan John started playing.
He did have a few, and then obviously Dan Chester's came in and started playing some right back games.
And even Bolton was at right back a few of them before he'd left.
Yeah, but
I'm leaving you, Carl. Sorry.
Maybe Ingram just didn't play the way Carl wanted us to play, which is probably why we've not extended the loan, if it was even possible anyway. But yeah, I would like to see Ingram. I think he was really good at going forward on the ball, but he played that sort of football Neil Wood liked. Play out from the back on the wings, but you know, the issue was in League Two, you can't play that way. Neil Wood played that way at Man United's academy. Did really well with him. But in that team, you had like Garnacho, Kobe Mainu, Dango, Shoretira. Yeah, so really.
You know what? I love Shoretira at Salford, but I think it'd be too much of a drop down for him.
Well, we'll touch on in a bit. Who you'd like to see come in?
Yeah, let's talk about. Yeah, well,
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, mate. Defense. We've got Curtis Tilt, Luke Garbutt, Liam Shepherd, and Theo Vassell. Now, Theo Vassell,
is that still a bit of a question mark?
His contract's up in 2 weeks, so there's been no talks of it.
He's on holiday at the minute. Shouts to Theo if you're watching.
Besides Callum Hendry, obviously Junior Luamba, but he already had a contract anyway. There's been no talks of contract extensions. We don't know who's staying.
I feel like, I don't know, maybe this is obviously because I'm new to Salford and that, but a lot of it's kept close to the chest, you know what I mean? We don't, I suppose just because he doesn't have the exposure that you get with the big clubs, you know, like rumours and like what Stroh said earlier about, you know, that rumour with Matt Smith. I had no idea about that. You've got all this like League Two Twitterish film going on. I've got none of it.
Just got to get involved, lad.
All I talk about on Twitter is Bray Wyatt.
I love how Stroh's only just got into Salford, and he's probably sat there thinking, I've not heard the 90% of these football players. But
no, I have, because you should know me by now. Whenever I'm invested in something, I'm invested in something. So
yeah.
what I've picked up.
Stroh's playing basically.
Because basically what I've picked up in terms of, and this isn't just like bigger clubs, this is smaller clubs as well, right? And this will be more prevalent for Salford as an example, right? They don't want to release who's having contract extension and who's not, because it gives them an uphill battle when it comes to the transfer market, especially when they're trying to negotiate getting loan players in. Because I know for a fact that Salford have approached Liverpool for a few academy players on loan. I know that for a fact.
Are you an NTK?
No, I've just Liverpool connections, but the whole thing is, it's like if you basically go, we're releasing these players, which means we're now looking for a centre midfielder, we're now looking for a right back, we're now looking for a centre back. When you go and approach a club to try and get said players, they're going to increase the value and it's going to become more difficult to negotiate. That's why teams hold off till the very last minute, especially in the lower leagues, to go, we're not telling you who's being released or not, because it gives them more of a chance to go and get the players they're actually looking for. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. 100%. I think what's confusing a lot of fans at the minute is like every club has done a retain and release list, which we've done as well. But every
It doesn't
club
answer the questions on there though. I looked at that retain list on the app the other day. Still got loads of like doesn't necessarily confirm it or not.
yeah, if they're under retained, it means they're staying at the club. The release list, but every other team has put a contract has been offered to X, Y, and Z. We've not done that.
Right.
So the players with the contracts ending up this. So I'll just go through them off the top of my head now. So I've got Theo Vassell, Matty Lund, Kelly and Mai, Liam Humbles, obviously from the B team, but played a bit last year, and Marcus Dackers, all contract are ending up. But they were all in the same boat as Elliot Watt, Matt Smith, Joel Torrens, Pedro. But we've already announced they're leaving. Whereas Matty Lund, Kelly and Mai is a big one for me.
We need to like keep him.
Theo Vassell, I think Theo leaves me. There's talks of Mansfield at the minute, which would move him up to League One. And I think Notts County are after him at the minute.
Good player.
So I think it'd be. I mean, for us, if we lose Theo Vassell, we've got
just Tilt.
We'll just have to play three at the back: Shepherd, Garbett, and Tilt. But Shepherd can play 10% of the game, so we might just have to be Tilt and Garbett.
Is he fit yet, Shepherd?
I hope Shep's back this season. He had a terrible time last year, didn't he? I think it's
injury wise, yeah.
I think it's his hamstrings, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, I think I think Theo will leave the club. I hope he stays.
Theo Vassell.
Yeah, Theo Vassell. But yeah, that's the only thing I'm worried about a little bit. I know we all get excited with new signings and stuff like that, but I would prefer to be in a situation now when I'm sat here going, Lundy signed the new contract, Kelly and Mai signed the new contract, Vassell signed the new contract. But we're just not. There's still a lot of in the air.
We are in the dark a lot at the minute.
Here's a question: How many games was Carl Robinson in charge overall, roughly?
Tell you what, he came in. When did he come in? So just after New Year's Day, he came in. Accrington was the last game for Simon Wales. So yeah, 4 months.
Right. Okay. So Kelly and Mai, we know the potential, and he was a player when I went to the games that I went to last season. He always stood out, and he was always really pleasing on the eye to look at because he's just got something. In terms of the other players, though, 4 months for a manager like Carl Robinson and how ruthless he is and how smart he is in terms of the market and developing players and how he knows the leagues. Maybe I'm just thinking out loud here. Maybe he wants to see more of the players before he officially goes, no, you're going, I'm keeping you. And there might be a lot of clubs do this where they have a pre-season where they'll get a few players in for a few weeks, have a proper look at them and go, maybe there's that element to it, but it is worrying when you're looking at it because you're thinking, what on earth is going on?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, I know we've done
stats there.
Oh yeah, he had 21 games, 7 wins, 7 draws, 7 losses, which is pretty mad. But I know we have done a bit of a pre-season because that's where we got Robbie Cleary from. He came in as part of a traveling Canadian team, and obviously they picked him up from that. But that could be something. The difficulty is like you say, if obviously players are probably a bit more in the know than we are, which is fair enough. But if I'm looking at this as a player at 28, 29 years old, thinking into my next move and Salford come in, and I'm looking at the team sheet and thinking he might not be here, he might not be here, he might not be here. What's the attraction to come to Salford right now? I mean, obviously the visibility of the club is great in regards to they've got the documentary, but it's not on the level of Disney.
I can't even find it anywhere.
They've got a big social following. It's on Sky. It's a Sky documentary. But yeah, I mean, and I think it's more of appeasing for fans, isn't it? Like if we got, for example, now if we take Matty Lund out the squad, Kelly and Mai out the squad, Liam Humbles out the squad, Vassell out the squad, Marcus Dackers out the squad, we might as well play five-a-side football. That's where we're at.
Just Tilt and Kearns, isn't it? Just chilling.
I'm hoping though. What I am hoping for is obviously everyone sort of Cole Stockton signing for, so we'll go into later on, but that was sort of done a few weeks before we announced it. I'm hoping Salford have sort of built up a couple signings where it will be a constant stream once the transfer window opens next month. So hopefully, it is constant good news going into the new season rather than throwing it all out now and then we end up waiting till transfer deadline day going when we sign this someone, it's been 3 weeks. Whereas it could be a smart move by the club to be like contract renewal, new signing, contract renewal, new signing. Then as Salford fans after last season, you start going into this one going, I'm excited again. I want to see
And
this
a bit of
play out.
optimism.
Yeah, a bit of optimism. Whereas if we just go, right, these are all staying. Oh, by the way, we signed these 3 players, and then it's the 2nd of July, and then all July, August, we've got nothing going on, which is a weird one because I'm, especially with sort of Man United, I always want the business to be done early. I always want to know who we're getting, get them into pre-season and warm up. But with Salford, it's a bit like this is why we've titled it the rebuild. This is a proper rebuild this season. It has to be. So just sort of going into the midfielders, like we've got Osama Ashley, which spent last season.
Is he still injured though?
It was a heart condition, wasn't it? They never really went into details on what it was.
We heard different things. We heard heart condition. We heard it's not a heart condition.
Apparently his heart had murmurs. That's what I got told, which a lot of players seem to have at the moment. But it's one of them you don't want to rush them back with that either. But hopefully, if Osama Ashley does become fit through pre-season, gets back in the squad, he looked like a good player. He was good for Colchester as well.
I've got a FIFA. You know me and my FIFA things. On FIFA, takes 5 weeks to convert him into a centre back. Right?
He can play right back as well. Okay.
Let's convert him to a centre back. Get Tilt some mates because he's got no one. But yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, I think Osama Ashley, if he's back, it'll be like a new signing for us. Especially if he's back fit.
Yeah, because we saw him pre-season a little bit at start, and then that was it.
Ryan Watson's obviously staying, which is good.
Yeah.
Carl Robinson seems to like. Right,
I think
he played Watson a lot.
That
towards
goal
the
that he scored towards the end of the season.
Yeah. Matty Lund.
Come on, Lundy.
I think Lundy's staying. I personally think Lundy will sign another contract.
Yeah,
He's the under-14s coach as well. I think he's probably got another year or two, hasn't he? They'll keep him around because he's a coach of the academy as well. But I did notice Matty Lund featured very, very little under Carl Robinson. So whether he's just sort of there to be a number.
Bring him on 20 minutes left of the game.
Yeah, I like Matty Lund. He's a pure passion merchant, isn't he?
Yeah.
He sells it on passion. Jez Davis came into the B team, didn't get a sniff last season. I think he came on once, didn't he?
I never actually saw him play.
So yeah, that might have been a development push, and then he's come into. Apparently, he's been playing really good for the B team. So I've not seen nothing of him.
Kelly Amaya has been playing loads in the B team as well after his injury.
I think Kelly will stay. I think Theo will. I can't stop saying that.
Theo.
I think Theo will go, but I think Kelly will stay.
Lunia Jawamba. See what I'm doing there?
I've seen it a little bit. Kelly and I think will stay, which will be brilliant because he's obviously. If you went to the fans Q&A as well, Carl Robinson was talking about how much of a big fan he is of Kelly and Junior Luamba. I think Junior Luamba seems to be Carl Robinson's man, doesn't it? So I'm buzzing he's staying. Liam Humble's contract expires this month.
I think they'll renew his contract because I thought every time I've seen him, he's done a good job.
Yeah, he's a B team player and he come in and he can do a job when he does come in. I don't think he's going to come straight into the first team and set it on fire. But yeah, obviously Dan Chesters has been confirmed as a permanent signing.
Agent Samir, that.
I would like to see Dan Chesters play in the wing though, because he did.
Yeah, I don't want. I think this is what I said to you. I think like he started putting him at right back, trying to copy the Bolton, what we did with Bolton, and I don't think Chesters. Don't get me wrong, he didn't do a terrible job, anything like that. But it's not his position.
It wasn't natural, was it?
No,
he didn't look natural when he was there as well.
But putting Scott McTominay in midfield, it's not natural for him.
Well, the game. What was the game we played last of the season? It wasn't Harrogate, was it? Was it Newport at home? Was it last game?
Someone in the chat will come.
They pushed Dan Chesters for the last few minutes, last couple of minutes of the first half up into that wing, and he was causing absolute havoc. I think he came off around the 60-minute mark, but he looked better than he's looked all season for us.
Him and Kelly and Mike are similar because they're both short and nippy, so they've got that low centre of gravity, almost like City wingers. Well, originally, like that's what I feel about Palestri at United. That short, low centre of gravity, fast winger. But we'll have to see what happens with them. Should we talk about the forwards? I feel like we're okay with forwards at the minute. We'll see.
Yeah, I think Cole Stockton coming in.
Yeah,
Callum Hendry, if Callum Hendry can stay fit, he had a bad injury last year, a bit of a freak injury as well. I think if he could stay fit, he was definitely. I don't think he was up to the level of Callum Hendry the season before.
Did
but
manage to get some very good goals though.
yeah, he did. He came alive. Obviously, you could tell he was really, really out of shape, match fit wise, when he came back from injury. But that was a
Is
long.
that body shaming?
No, like just his turn and his sharpness. We noticed by the end of the season, he was sort of putting goals away, turning, shooting, which is what.
Well, we didn't even play him really as a striker though, did we?
No, he was playing number 10, wasn't
Yeah, so there's that. So he might. Well, if Stockton, he's going to be the striker, though, isn't he? So maybe that's where we'll see Callum maybe stay in that number 10 role, being a supportive striker. And maybe we'll see a partnership flourish out of that. You never know.
I'd be surprised if Carl Robinson plays. I know he did it last season, right? But when you look at Carl Robinson historically, his favourite, and he openly says this in every interview that he's done with MK Dons and everywhere else, his favourite formation is 4-3-3. Yeah. Always has been, because defensively he goes into a 4-5-1. And he likes it in terms of the transition and stuff. So the thing I'm interested in most this season is when you look at Stockton in terms of what he's done where he's been previously. He's been a proven goal scorer. I think every time he came to Salford, he scored every time he was there. So you can tell he's got an eye for goal, right? Then you bring Hendry into it. It's like, right, okay, now what are we doing in terms of, are you going to just keep rotating him? Are you going to switch your formation and go with 2 up top? That's the bit I'm interested in the most, is that I want to see what he does with them too.
100%. I think Callum is the creativity that we lacked last year. He came back into the squad, and I thought we changed style of play for the better. I think we're better as a team. I mean, it's going to be, the thing is, it's going to be so different this year because you'll know, I used to hate, we used to go a goal down and then we just resorted to blasting it up to Matt Smith. How many times did I used to moan about it?
Yeah, like, just hoofball, innit?
We play 30, 40 minutes of really good football.
Yeah, we do. We always start a game if we don't concede early.
It's the second we concede, it's like the confidence level. I mean, last year wasn't great anyway, performance-wise, but it was like the second we conceded a goal, we just went into panic mode and just won the ball, blasted it up. We'll go into some of the new players that we brought in.
Get wrestled.
Yeah, but I think if we bring in 2 or 3 defenders that like to receive the ball short and can play with it, that'll change Salford's style of play massively. Because last year, like, and this isn't a disrespect to the players we've got, but like Curtis Tilt, Theo Vassell, they're no nonsense defenders. Their game isn't receiving the ball from the goalkeeper, making the transition pass. It's get the ball, boot it up. Elliot Watt for me that's why you always seen Elliot Watt last season dropping in deep, collecting the ball, and then making the pass. Whereas the defenders wouldn't do that, and that's not a slight. It's a style of play. It's a very much a. It's easy
traditional,
to do.
Isn't it? It's a traditional centre back.
Yeah, traditional centre. Get the ball, hoof it up. It works in League Two, but the quality of players that are coming down to League Two now means we can play football. People can do it. We don't have to do National League. Get the ball, hoof it, Rose Ed, Matt Smith head it in. It works. It does work. It's proven that it works. But we're a better team than that. And I think Carl Robinson, obviously, like you just said, Denstro, he loves wingers. He's always loved wingers. So he's going to want to play that fast counter-attacking team. Once we lose possession, they drop back into a 5 at the back. He's got the wing-backs to do that and make that happen. Whereas last year, we didn't have that in front of Alex Cairns. Well, we conceded so many goals because of it. Because how many times last year did we receive the ball and make a bad pass? Yeah, a bad pass or a bobble, and the striker was through and tapped it in.
And we got a lot of cards, a few reds, because there was literally just one centre back there. Just as an FYI, you can tell I'm the only one in this little chat that's not a football coach, because you two are coming in with some like deep technical football knowledge, and I'm sat there thinking, I'm a bit of a muppet, aren't I? And I'm winging all this. But you know what? Never leaving.
Just say shadow striker every couple of minutes.
Oh, shadow strikers. I said support striker before. I didn't even say my own phrase.
But just going back to the strikers that we have got. So Callum Hendry staying, obviously. Conor McElhenney. I thought Conor became a different player under Carl Robinson. I thought he really started to get into his own sort of form of play.
I didn't think he got much game time though.
I thought he played in pretty much every game, Conor.
Oh, I'm thinking of McLennan.
Yeah, McLennan's gone.
Yeah, I thought he wasn't that. Didn't excel.
He didn't set the world on fire, but he got game time. McElhenney. Yeah, so he got
the exact same name, more or less.
He got game time last year. He scored a couple of goals. But again, he plays that number 10 role. So if he is going to play one striker up front, then it's going to be Callum or Connor. And then style of play is going to change there. Callum Morton is staying for now.
But again, we need to identify what his position is.
Carl picked him more than he's ever been picked at Salford. He didn't do too
as
bad,
a winger,
to be
though,
honest.
never as a striker. Always as a winger.
The only thing with Callum Morton for me, I think he's great at receiving the ball. He's got quite a decent set of legs on him.
Hello.
But he just needs to work on his final third movement for me. When we get to the box, it's like he doesn't know what to do with it.
I don't know if that's a case of inexperience or maybe, I don't know, he's just not got the football knowledge yet.
These players that are like that, it reminds me of obviously different sort of level, but like Aaron Lennon was a fantastic footballer. Danny Welbeck, fantastic footballer. But it's like once they got to the box, it was, what do we do now?
Yeah, well, you got to think players like Welbeck and Morton. Morton's traditionally a striker. If you put in a striker on the winger who's not necessarily played wing before, when they get to that final third, if they're a striker, they're thinking goal, shoot.
I don't think Morton's strong enough to play striker, me though. He's a winger for me.
Right,
he's got the pace,
speed. Yeah, he's got the speed.
But again, it'll be interesting to see how
much. Is that what you say? Pace instead of speed.
Pace, yeah.
Right, sound. I'll make a note.
But it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how much he plays this season because he did get quite a few games. But
same with
he got. As well. I felt like he got. He started a few games, then he sort of got filtered out towards the end with Junior Luamba coming back in on the left hand side, or Kelly and Mai. But yeah, just on the strikers as well. Obviously, Dackers is back from his loan, but his contract is up. There's been no mention of if he's staying or going. Dackers is
2 loan spells since.
It's a strange one, Dackers, isn't it?
2 different loans. I don't think maybe he won't stay. I don't know.
It's because I brought Stroll to Salford and I brought Bizzo to a game, and the first game I brought Bizzo to, he was very, very impressed with Marcus Dackers. Stroll's, I think he's gone. He'll be back in a minute. He was very, very impressed by Dackers. Hello.
He's back.
Yeah, Bizzo was very impressed by Dackers, whereas I think he's good at receiving the ball and holding it up, but I definitely think maybe another year loan, just get some. But in League 2, though,
I feel like he needs, and it's not that he needs to do anything, but like same with Matt Smith as well. They're both proper tall players, but went to ground way too easy.
Yeah, but the thing
is that a lack of strength, or is it just looking for a foul?
No, it's to win a foul. There was no reason Matt Smith needed to hit the ground as much as he did.
Do you know about Quidditch?
It's not lack of strength in Matt Smith. He was a fucking double chest wardrobe, wasn't it? Yeah, and then lastly, obviously Robbie Cleary has come in. I think this is he's coming from Sigma FC.
I know nothing about him.
Free agent. By the way, all the transfers we've made so far have been free agents. So Dan Chester, free agent, Robbie Cleary, free agent, and Cole Stockton, free agent. Just touching on Cole Stockton, I think it's a class signing. He's hit double figures everywhere he's been. He's got a lot of EFL
What's his
experience.
Age?
Is he 30?
He's 30.
Old enough to party.
Old enough to party, yeah. Yeah, scored double figures everywhere he's been. He had a fantastic season. I forget where he was at. Someone in the chat can let me know. He had a fantastic season, and he was sort of tipped to make a big move, and it just sort of never panned out for him, and he ended up going to Burton Albion. And for whatever reason, whether it was just frustration at the move, not panning out, because there was a lot of talks of him moving up a division. Maybe his love for it just sort of dipped a little bit, but I would be interested. I am interested to see how Cole Stockton adapts to this. I think it's a good opportunity for him to come and reclaim some form and put some goals away for Salford, because he is a good striker.
It was when he was at Morecambe.
Morecambe, yeah. Played really well at Morecambe. And then, I think one thing we've lacked with our strikers is an aggressive striker in regards to, he likes to receive the ball and run with it. He's not the most skillful player in the world, but what I like to see in a striker, sort of like the old Charlie Austin or the old Kevin Phillips style, where they receive the ball and they'll just drive with it. They're not fast, they're not pacer, but they'll drive with it. Make something happen. Gosh, yeah.
They're just direct.
Yeah, just direct strikers. I feel like it's rare you find proper direct strikers at the minute, because they're all sort of flair nonsense players, aren't they? Apart from the odd ones, and the odd ones who are direct
Lukaku.
are classed as the best strikers in the world.
Lukaku had 2 goals.
And then lastly, Robbie Cleary has come in, like I say, from Sigmund FC in Canada. I don't know anything about him. He looks lively though. I've been watching a few videos on his Instagram he's been uploading. And someone commented, I can't remember who it was, someone commented on one of our videos saying he's a really good player. We've got a live player there. So I'm excited to see what he does. It seems like
Is he a striker or winger?
This is the confusion with football now, and he's down as a
If
forward.
you're confused, I got no chance.
Yeah, he's down as a forward, but forward these days means wing or striker. He just plays forward.
Up.
Yeah, he plays up somewhere. Because I called him a striker on the video I did, and someone commented saying he's a winger. So he's,
Well, like Jack said there in the comments about Morton, he has to play on the wing. Simple.
yeah, I agree.
I agree with Jack.
Let me just check something. So yeah,
That grinder.
this sausage. Yeah, so Callum Morton, not Callum Morton, sorry, he's swimming. Robbie Cleary, Cole Stockton, Dan Chesters are the ones that are confirmed. There's loads of rumours going around that Stefan Negru has come in on loan from Oxford United. I think this has happened as well. Just there's too much talk around it. I'm
Is he
happy
the
at
Irish
this.
one?
Yeah, Irish centre back, absolute no nonsense footballer. He played 15 times for Oxford. He wasn't massively a part of the promotion campaign they got last year, but he did play in the season. But if you look at the way their fans talk about him, obviously he's only 21. They're all sort of very keen on him. He signed a new contract with Oxford, so they obviously see a future there as well.
Yeah.
But I think him coming into Salford, he likes to receive the ball. I've not seen a massive amount on him, but from just speaking to Oxford fans that I know or watching a few videos, he likes to receive the ball. He's not scared. He's good in the air. And I think that's something we've definitely been lacking with Salford. And, if we can play him alongside Curtis Till, who's also a bit of a no-nonsense. Well, he is nothing else but a no-nonsense, boot you halfway up the pitch defender.
At this stage, though, I just want bodies. Like,
yeah,
we just need more than Curtis Till. Like, we just need more defenders.
Well, it's not even a hope we sign. We have to. We have to get. I think if we have got Stefan Negru coming in, I still think we need another 2 or 3 defenders, mate.
Yeah, we need to rotate as well.
That Stefan, he's Irish, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, his parents are Moldovan, I think. Is it Moldovan?
No, because it's all over Irish news that he's signed.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's really picked up place the last few days. A lot, like you say, I've seen, forget the guy's name, he's like an Irish reporter who covers all the footballers from Ireland, and he's reported that it's done. There was a few conversations going around. So Salford did the England game at the Peninsula the other day, and a couple of fans there said Nicky Butt sort of give him a wink and a nod saying it's done. Nothing confirmed, obviously, but that's the sort of talk that I'm hearing. But it makes sense as well. He sort of, I think, don't hold me to this, but I think, did Carl Robinson bring him into Oxford?
Yeah.
I might have made that up completely, but I feel like he did. But yeah, he's a defender that we've not had. You know what I mean? We've not had someone who's confident receiving the ball and taking a minute and making the right pass, not just playing it into Elliot Watt in the middle and hoping he does what he needs to do with it. But yeah, sorry, Jake, what you saying? The highest potential player in League One in Football Manager. That's a good shout. If that's true, that is a good shout. So yeah, I'm hoping it's true. I think it is. I've already recorded my Stefan Negru sign for Salford video. So if not, I've just wasted a couple of hours doing that. So that'll be a good incoming. But like I say, nothing's been announced by the club. And we'll keep our eyes on it.
Sorry to interrupt, but I'm just looking online. That's why I was looking down. It wasn't like I was looking. I was on my phone, right? But I was looking about the Stefan player, Stephen or Stefan, or whatever you want to call
Stefan,
it.
Yeah.
So there's quite a lot of news about a potential loan move for him.
Yeah.
But I've also seen that another fan outlet that does this kind of content.
Yeah. Shouts to Danny at the One Up Front podcast. I seen he did that last night.
So I uploaded I didn't know about that episode, so I'm going to check that out after the stream. But yeah, they were speaking about. It says it basically might be a deal that we've done, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully it is. Hopefully he comes in. I think that'd be a great start. get into it. But by the way, if anyone's got any questions, we've got 54 viewers locked in right now. If anyone's
Yes,
got any
54 of you.
questions, throw them in the chat on YouTube and we'll start answering stuff for them. Before we go into sort of transfer rumours or anything you want to chat about, Stroll, and the current team or anything?
Nah, I'm just like I said, like as you know, I'm a massive fan of Carl Robinson, have been from his MK Dons days. So I'm intrigued to see what he does with his squad. Like you look at some of the signings that he's made, especially up top, it suits how he likes to play football. So I'm really, really, really intrigued to see how he builds in and around that, especially around the midfield, because he's always been known to get the best out of midfielders. Just look at Dele Alli as an example. So I'm waiting to see who's his pet project in Salford. That's the bit I'm intrigued about.
Yeah,
I think it's
he loves
Luamba.
Luamba, doesn't he? I think, mate, I'm not saying it's possible, but hey, bring Dele Alli to Salford, mate. I'll have a bit of that. He's got no contract now, has he? Has he been let go from Everton now?
In Turkey or something like that.
No, he's at
Yeah,
Everton.
so no, he's not got a contract, but he's still training with Everton because Sean Dyche wants to make him get back to.
Just match fitness.
Oh, let's get
Yeah.
back on Twitter, didn't we?
Right, so what we're doing, before we go through who we would like to sign, I'm going to go through a couple articles that I've read of players linked with Salford. Like I say, these are pure speculation. It's just articles I've seen around the internet and talks from various fans and outlets. We can go through them. Something you might never have heard about. I know you've probably not heard of most of them.
Mate,
I
know all of them.
Well, Samir's looking at all the notes that I've wrote, so he's going to act like he knows all of them. So the first one that I've seen, this is mainly on Twitter, is Charlie Wake from Wigan. Striker.
Wick or White?
Wake, however you want to say it. Yeah, he's a free agent, striker. Just got released by Wigan, played 51 times, scoring 14 goals. I mainly remember Charlie White, though, when he was at Sunderland. Proper little striker for the EFL. I don't really know if he's got any legs, to be honest. Especially with Cole Stockton coming in. But yeah, Charlie Wake is sort of rumours going around at the minute. Spent last season at Rotherham in the Championship, but he only played 10 times, scoring 1 goal, and they got relegated to League One. But he is a free agent. Do you know anything about Charlie?
Just apart from when we used to go out, like back in the day, like on the night out and that. We just used to hit it hard. We used to receive the ball, move upwards. It's what we used to do just on a night out.
Where'd you used to go?
Wigan meant Liquid.
Liquid in Wigan. Liquid.
I'm bad from
Liquid with White.
I'm bad from Liquid.
Why are you bad from Liquid?
Scrappy doing.
You
years
never
ago, years ago. Yeah, there's loads of us. I just like,
You should listen to Wigan Pier.
No, did he? Yeah, you mad. Check this though. On that saying that, I won a dance competition.
Yeah.
For the Macarena, and got as my prize was a bottle of the snidest champagne you've ever had. It's basically fizzy. I don't know.
Lemonade.
Yeah, and me thinking I was a baller because I was 19 or something like that. I asked them to open it up for me, and I'll just walk around the club with it like. And you remember the cardigans and the rosary?
Yeah.
I had that, and I was just walking around like that with me bottle of shams, mate. Absolute loose cannon I was. What a weirdo. Tell you what, we could do a whole podcast about me and my crazy life stories.
I think there's some you have to go into a couple of stories just on what Jake said there. Yeah, Jake, some of these are off the EFL hub.
Not the hub that I usually go to.
Which is why I stated before we went into it. Some of these might have absolutely no legs, but it's just what I've seen around, whether it's EFL hub or various other ones. Some of these I don't think have got any legs at all. I think they're just throwing shit at the wall and hoping some of it sticks and potentially one lands, and then they can say the David Ormstein. But until then,
I've got an exclusive.
We'll talk about it.
I flirted with the idea of potentially bringing Johnny Evans to Salford. It is official. Johnny Evans has signed a year extension with United, as far as I'm aware. So that ship has sailed.
Agent Sam didn't work this time.
Nah,
he was responsible for Dan Chester signing though.
Well, he knows what's up.
Declan John also liked it, but he's not come. Wow. So you're 1-1 for now.
1-1.
Well, 1-2 now. Technically, because Johnny Evans is turning out.
Johnny Evans.
Johnny Depp.
You know what? I'll take him as a centre back because we need bodies. Let's get Captain Jack Sparrow as centre back. He can receive the ball and put it. Yeah.
So Charlie Wake, what we rating out of 10?
I ain't got a clue. I rate him 9 because I just
that is coming. No, rate.
Right.
He's coming
again because literally zero knowledge of this story. I'm going to just say proper neutral 5. 'cause I
5.
don't
What are
know.
you saying, Stro?
3.
Yeah, I'm saying 1. I don't think we're going to get him. I think it's.
When I say 5, that's not me being like, that's just me being straight down the middle because I don't know.
I think the thing is, you've got to look at. He's just been playing in the Championship. Fair enough, they got relegated. He scored 1 goal. He's not going to drop to League Two anyway. Like he's going to go and play in League One minimum. But I mean, I wouldn't be too bothered anyway. Right, the second rumor, I actually wouldn't mind this player, which is Kane
Is he
Thompson
a
Summers.
centre-back?
No, he's a centre midfielder. Kane Thompson Summers from Halifax, midfielder. I think he'd be a fantastic replacement for Elliot Watt. He's been really consistent for Halifax. 23 years old. Just missed out on promotion after the defeat in the playoffs. But he played 30 times last season. His stats are really high as well. But from what I'm gathering, there's a load of interest in Kane Thompson Summers as well. So I don't think it's on the card. I don't even know if Salford are even looking at him. But when I seen the rumor, I was like, I think he would be great to come in and pick up minutes where Elliot Watt was. I don't know. Have you seen much of him at all, Stroh?
Yeah, tidy plays. You look at that Halifax team, they tried to build everything around him because he was kind of the heartbeat of it. And I'd love to see him at Salford. I genuinely think he goes. I wouldn't be surprised if he went League One. Just potential
and I
alone.
think there's a
He's
few-
so tidy.
Yeah, I did see a few. I can't remember the names off the top of my head, but I was hearing that there was a few League One clubs also looking at him as well. I mean, he might be available for almost next to nothing, considering
Yeah.
Halifax missed out on promotion. He's probably going to want to go and play at a higher level now, and they might just cash in on him, whatever they can get for him right now. Because the unfortunate thing is, playing in the National League, if you don't get promoted, a lot of players are not going to renew the contract, and you lose them for free. Whereas, pulling in a couple $100,000, if that, for a team in the National League is a big win, isn't it?
Yeah, can I ask you this question? And this is for you as well, Stroh, because your football knowledge is impeccable. What is a League Two player? What is an average, bang average transfer fee amount? Like, what are we looking at prices?
There's a lot of free agents in league. Right?
Yeah.
Apart from agents, obviously, because I asked for a price.
Couple $100,000. You'll never see anyone moving really, if ever. Couldn't tell you the last
What about
£1 million
Wrexham?
transfer.
Do you reckon Wrexham have pushed that boat a little bit further because of the money they've been pushing?
No,
into the club?
there was talks of what was Luke Bolton
What
was like 120 grand or
must have been
something.
a lot though.
Yeah, but you're not talking millions.
I don't know. I'm sure it's over $1 million.
Nah,
If anyone
no
in
way.
the chat knows about Mullins, because he took quite a drop in leagues to get to Wrexham.
There's no way. Let me have a look.
I'm just throwing shade at Wrexham because I'm on the cutting room floor at Disney Plus. The Muppets.
Now,
Talking
so
about it.
look, I know Bradford when they were lower down brought a player for a couple million, right? But that's extremely rare. Every transfer fee I've ever seen in League One, League Two, especially, is the most I've seen is 400 grand, 500 grand.
That's a lot.
Mullen to Wrexham was a very weird one because when you
Because they weren't even in League Two at that point, were they?
no,
Oh, Got him for free.
All right, sounds.
They got him for free, but obviously they put him on a bumper paycheck because he's
Yeah.
they're not paying a contract for him.
Yeah. So it'd be on a lot of money wage wise. Like Ben Foster
Right,
has
here we go.
come out and said.
Wait there.
Just on what Stroll said there, like League Two, it's a lot of free agents, or if they do pay for it, it's a player who's either really going to come in and change his squad, or a Premier League, like academy kid who's come out and you can get him for a couple $100,000, but he's going to be a game changer. And what a lot of League Two teams will do, especially ones that don't really see themselves going up, they might pay $100,000, $150,000 for a player who's 19, 20, with the view to sell him the next season for double that. So they'll give him the minutes, they'll generate him, and then sell him. Just whilst I was looking at what he's looking at, let me read some of the comments. Yeah, Dan, I agree, mate. I think we do need athletes. That's why I think Kane Thompson Summers would be great in midfield. His passing stats are ridiculous if you go and look at them as well. But just his movement off the ball, I think we definitely need that. And we need runners this year, don't we? We've got, obviously, Lundy staying, Watson staying, Osama Ashley, we don't know. But we definitely need athletes in that midfield to get the ball moving. Jack, if you're paying for a player in League Two, they're either high. Yeah, exactly what I was just saying to you. They're either high potential or prime. I think when Brendan went 400 grand, 400k is great in it. I mean, Thomas Asante was class for us, so it's a shame we lost him, but you can see why he's gone and smashed it. Shouts to Brandon as well, who's got his international call up, doing really well at the minute. But yeah, that, like I said to you, Sam, they'll get a player like, obviously Brandon came through our youth team, but they'll sell him if the value's high. Go on, Stroh, what you gonna say, mate?
No, I was just looking. So yeah, average is between 200 and 300 grand.
Yeah, which I think is fair enough. Just off the back of Kane, so the next rumor, I think this is absolute nonsense, is Bradley Dack, striker. Everyone knows who Bradley Dack is. He was unreal at Blackburn. Got a really, really bad injury. And has just sort of never been the same player again, has he? I don't think he'll come to Salford. I think that's an absolute nonsense rumor. Bradley Dack, 0. Stroh.
Oh no, I got told apparently he was going Bolton, or he was linked with Bolton.
I think he's been linked. He's one of them players, and he's a high-profile player in the EFL. He's available. Who can we just stick his name to that'll get clicks? I feel like that's all it is. Salford will get clicks because it's Salford.
Because it's Salford, yeah,
Wrexham.
yeah. The Bolton move makes sense for him because of vicinity and just he doesn't need to move his family, so that I can understand. But yeah, so no, don't get me wrong, I'd fucking love to see it, but I just don't see it ever happening.
Where was he last year? Was he at Sunderland, wasn't
he? Yeah,
he?
believe
Got a
so.
bad injury, didn't it? Just never sort of came back.
Yeah, he never recovered.
Right, so we're just going on that. Next one is Vaughn Colville, released. He's a winger, American winger, released by Hull. Made 6 appearances in 2 years for Hull, but he is only 20 years old. I don't know anything about this player.
Well, I'll shock you now.
Oh, go on.
I don't know either.
I don't know anything about him. I've seen it on. This might be an EFL Hub one, which is probably why I'm saying I don't know anything about him. But yeah, I don't. I've seen it once or twice on the timeline, so I wrote it down. Can't give you anything on that. I think we're all right for wingers. I'll be honest. Maybe one more. Well, we got Dan Chesters, Junior Lawamba, Kelly and Mai. Is that it? Morton. That's 4. I think we're all right for defenders. Yeah, I think we're all right for wingers. Sorry. Declan John we spoke about is heavily in talks with Tranmere. Apparently. Theo Vassell apparently is in talks to Notts County and Mansfield. To be fair to him, Mansfield came in. They're in League One. Could see him doing that.
It'd be a pay rise as well, won't it? So.
Yeah. Next one that I've seen is Lewis Cass, free agent defender, 24 years old. Spent last season at Stockport, but he only played 9 times.
That might be the reason why he might not come because it's Stockport.
No, he's not a Stockport fan. You got to think a lot of footballers, they're not too bothered with that. He played 9 times for Stockport, but he did play over 50 times in League One from Port Vale. By the way, he was a Port Vale player. He was loaned to Stockport.
Did you know? Oh, here we are with my little random
Go
facts. On. Port Vale is the only football club in British football that is not based on an area. Port Vale is not a place.
That's interesting. There you go.
So the chat might say, you're wrong, you fat sod. But now, as far as I know, because I'm sure I watched it on QI, Port Vale doesn't actually exist as a place. So that's what I bring to the table.
That's why we have him on the podcast. But yeah, Lewis Cass has been released, free agent. Like I say, played over 50 times for Port Vale. Didn't really do it for Stockport last season. The only reason I think this might have a bit of legs is purely the fact we've got 0 defenders, and he's a defender that's free.
Sign him up then, in that case. Get him.
Yeah, but I've not seen anything much more.
Do we still have a good relationship with United as Salford? Because there's loads of United, like the academy. That
I feel like we stopped leaning on it, though.
Do you reckon it's because of the Neil Wood thing? They might just sever it now.
Maybe. Forest Green Rovers. What's that for, Cameron? I can't see what it's in relation to, mate. I can just see the comment. But yeah, Lewis Cass, you know, what we're saying. I'm going to say just purely based on the fact he's a defender. 4, nothing else. Like I don't. Is a lot of EFL League One experience. Like I say, played 50 times for Port Vale. Would you like to see him?
He's a defender, yeah.
Just any defenders at the minute.
Any defender, man. Any defender.
Well, skip on a little bit. Just on defenders, this is another one, another loan move that I've seen talked about. I actually don't mind this one. Uh, Luke Matheson. He used to play for Rochdale. If you're a United fan, you'll remember him being 16 years old, scoring against Man United. And then Wolves signed him. Oh,
You're all right.
sorry, he was at Wolves. He's at Bolton now.
Okay, you
Yeah,
remember
God, that repeated on me that. Yeah, 21 years old, but he did blow up at 16 playing for Rochdale against Man United. I think Bloodshaw's turned off. But he's had
fair enough.
back-to-back loans since he's been to Bolton. At Wolves until he moved to Bolton permanently. But they did loan him out for the last few games of last season over in Ireland. He might need 13 minutes. I'm pretty sure. Is he a right winger, Luke Matheson? Right back, sorry. Or is he
Right
left
back.
back?
I think he's right back.
There might be something there. Obviously, he's not playing at the minute for Bolton. They're not considering him. He's been loaned out since he's been there. 21, so he will need match minutes. Coming into League Two, he was loaned out last season to Ireland, which League Two is a much better league and quality of football. Manchester lad. It's what I could see happening. I remember him blowing up at Rochdale, getting loads of attention because he was 16 playing professional football. I remember him bagging against United. Everyone was buzzing about him. Then he got a big transfer to Wolves, and then I just think he fell off the face of the earth.
It's a shame.
But he was obviously fell off the face of the earth, but he was still 17, 18, 19. Like, a lot of players are not even in football first team at that age. So the fact he's 21, still at Bolton, I think I can. I'm going to say it's a proper Salford signing, that for me. I'm going to say 5. What are you saying?
Again, because I don't know it, and I do apologise for the repetition in my lack of knowledge, but just going to go down the middle and say a big old 5. And shouts to Cameron there talking about football teams based on areas, Forest Green Rovers. I'm sure that's an area,
Cameron.
though, isn't it?
No, Forest Green. Is it?
Don't know.
I don't know either.
Mate, if I'm wrong, call out Stephen Fry, right? He was the one who gave me the info.
Technically, you're not wrong, though, because like he's just said, they got relegated, so they're not in the Football League, so they won't be a team in the Football League. So, yeah, do want Forest Green. But yeah, Luke Matheson, the only reason I think that could potentially happen, again, is a Manchester lad. Bolton are keen to loan him out. He's only 21, and the fact he's gone and played over in Ireland says he would be interested in coming down 2 divisions to get some first-team football. And he's a right back, and we've got Shep at right back, but do we have Shep at right back is another question, isn't it? So, yeah, I could see it happening. I kind of hope. I think loans are good, but they've got to be the right loans, haven't they? I think if we can sign players, I'd much rather that. But YOLO.
Yes, Drizzy. Drizzy.
The next one. Now this. So before
I know this player.
Before
Not
we did
as
this,
a person.
before we did this, I actually wrote a list, which you'll see in a minute, of players I would like Salford to sign. This was one of them.
Oh, for God's sake.
And I put it on Twitter last night. It started drumming up a bit of attention last night, which is Charlie McCann from Forest Green. Obviously, just got relegated. Charlie McCann, for United fans, will remember him being in the academy. He was a very, very highly tipped prospect.
Yeah.
Fun fact, and this is going to be a name drop. I was actually there.
No, you wasn't.
On tour with the academy when he got signed by Rangers.
Did he not know? Was it like an agent?
No, we was all. So I was on the pre-season tour with the academy.
So give the people watching some context about what you used to do.
So I used to work for the media at Man United, but a lot of my stuff was academy based. So people like Charlie McCann I watched frequently developing as footballers. I did 2 pre-season tours with the academy team, so I got to see a lot of them. Charlie was one of them, and on one of the pre-seasons, Charlie stood out head and shoulders above a lot of the players in the team, so everyone was really excited for it. And then, yeah, I was there when he got called up to go sign for Rangers. I remember all the coaches sort of saying, we've lost a good one there, but at the same time, he's going to play for Rangers.
Thinking about it now, he could be a perfect replacement.
He did really well at Rangers. Obviously,
in a CDM role, though, he could be a perfect replacement.
I think this is a brilliant signing if we can pull Charlie McCann off. Yeah. He gets him back home close. He was at Forest Green last season. He was really good for them. Obviously, he got relegated. He only made 3 appearances for Rangers, but he managed to work his way up as I think he was 19 at the time, from Rangers B team into the first team. Made 3 appearances and then earned a move to Forest Green when they were in League One. Obviously got relegated from League One, just got relegated from League Two, so that's not great. But I think he would be a fantastic signing. So I think he would pick up.
Of all the names that we spoke about, now obviously I don't know many of them. This is one that I would be excited about.
Yeah, I think if we could pull this off, I think we'd get him for relatively cheap as well, because obviously Forest Green are now relegated. I don't know if he might even have a relegation release clause. I don't know. You'd assume someone of that caliber has sort of spoke to the club and said, "Look, I can't play non-league football."
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love to take Charlie McCann. I think he'd replace the technical side of the game what Elliot Watt had.
Yeah,
but
that's what I mean. That's why I think he'd be a great replacement.
He's also a bit more, just on what Dan said before, he's also a bit more athletic than Elliot Watt. I think he can move the ball a lot cleaner, but also the transition game he's got is really good. He's a really good technical midfielder. I would love Charlie McCann. I just hope he. Apparently, there's a few clubs in for him.
Yeah, I mean, if he's in a position where he has that clause in his contract where he can be a free agent, there will be a lot of clubs after him.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say Charlie McCann to Salford. What I would love would be a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Realistic wise, I think he might move. I think he's good enough to play League One, so I'm gonna say 6 out of 10 potential for Charlie McCann. What are you saying? You're gonna go higher than me?
No, because I think it's too good to be realistic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'd have to say on a realistic level, it's probably a 5 because I've not seen any of the rumors of anything circulating or anything like that. But Chaz, lad, if you're listening, if you come to our club, you'll have a good time.
Chaz, is that his name now? Yeah.
That's what I'll call him, Chaz and McCann. What I'll do is I'll take you to the best pubs in Salford. You'll see them. Rounds are on you because you've just got a new contract. There you go. If that doesn't make you sign,
what is life?
Exactly.
Right, let's move on. So, have you got anything to add, or do you want to move on?
Nah, I'm a big fan of Charlie McCann. I heard a lot of things, and when he moved to Rangers, Gerrard was the one who gave him his debut in a Scottish Cup match, if I remember correct. I've heard a lot of good. I'd like to see it because he is a very, very, very good footballer.
I think it'd be fantastic. I think if Salford could pull it off, pause. If Salford could pull this move off,
so that's why you brought me in.
It could be. It's difficult. It's a weird one to say because he played last season in the League Two, but I think if
I think it could be signing of the.
That's what I was going to say, signing of the season. But he's obviously had League Two experience, and to be fair, he was sort of middle of the table towards the top of the table of stats across the board for Forest Green last year, and they had a shocking season. So the fact he's sort of pulled in goals, assists, I think he was 3rd or 4th.
Oh, well, look at this.
Assists.
Just looking at Yahoo Sports, that's my source. Crew Alexandra and Bo Salford are looking at McCann. So there must be a clause in his. I doubt his contract's up.
No, it won't be it's purely when you drop down to the National League.
Lincoln as well.
A lot of the players going to want
after him as well. There's a lot of interest. So if we're able to beat them, that'd be big for us. But
Lincoln would be a nice move for him. I hope it's not fact, but
Morecambe are after him.
There'll be a lot after him. I hope Charlie McCann. I'd be very, very happy. I think with the class of '92 connection.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's romanticism in
there. Yeah, we'll fire through some of these. So I don't know if you've got any straw as well, but I wrote a list of a couple of players.
I've got 2.
2? Do you want to do yours? Should we just go 1 for 1 or?
Yeah, go 1 for 1. You go first.
No, go on. You go first.
Right. So the one which I alluded to earlier, which is Liverpool based, which would be probably a bit weird for a lot of Salford fans, but Carl Robinson's got big contacts in Liverpool. His father used to play Premier League for Wigan Athletic, and it's K-Roll Figueroa. So he's a striker, young striker.
Okay.
I know Liverpool have touted a lot of League Two clubs to see if anyone would be interested to take him on loan, and I know one of the people they have spoke to is Carl Robinson.
Okay,
so it makes sense then.
Whether it happens or not, I don't know, but I know that is someone that has been spoke about because we've got high hopes for him. Future, very high hopes for him because he is very, very talented. He's a USA international for the youth team. They're talking about he could be the next big thing for US football, and we're keen to get him out and get him a bit of development. And we've looked at League Two and gone, yeah, perfect place, an opportunity for him.
I'll keep my eye on him. Has he played any professional football at all?
No,
So this would be a chance for him to get professional minutes in the tank. League Two is a
Yeah.
good level for that as well. So,
and you're looking
thing-
at Carl Robinson, who's known for developing players.
and if he's a striker as well, the good thing with bringing Cole Stockton is the pressure's not on him to be the man. You know what I mean? He can rotate
Yeah.
and come in when. But then it would come down to whether Liverpool want him to loan out to get minutes, or is he happy being in the fold, sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like I said. I just know that we are keen to send him on loan, and League Two is somewhere that's popped up.
Yeah, I'll keep my eye out for him. So my first one now. By the way, some of these I've wrote long shot next to him, just absolute long shots. But it's my list, and I'll say what I want to say. The first one is Jack Payne.
Is that Max Payne's brother?
Max Payne's brother, yeah. He's a free agent.
That's
Spent,
a Max Payne impression.
yeah, please don't.
Like stirring down.
Go on, just get it out. Just get it out. Go on, get it out of your system.
You ever woke up in a hotel room? The only thing you can smell is the well, that's me. That's all right.
That was all right.
Did you
Yeah,
get chills?
I
'Cause
got chills. Yeah, a little bit.
I'm scared myself, you know.
It's weird. It's weird.
54 people think I'm a muppet, and fair play because I am.
55.
Hello.
Wait. Right. You've ruined it now. Jack Payne, free agent, spent last season at MK Dons, played 40 times, scoring 6 goals. Great attacking midfielder. He was contracted to Charlton. He's played all over the EFL. Jack Payne, the only reason I think he would consider coming is obviously he spent last season in League Two, really found his feet, played for MK Dons, was unlucky not to go into promotion with Dons. I do think he likely, if he is going to stay in League Two, he probably will stay at MK Dons. Obviously, he's a free agent yet, but I'm also surprised the fact that he did a really good job there, that they've already not announced that he signed, which sort of suggests to me that he's weighing up his options. I think he'd be a good replacement to put in centre mid, especially because we've lost like McLennan, Stevie Malin. I think he'd be a great replacement for Stevie Malin. But I was highly impressed with Jack Payne when I seen him this 2 times last year. I thought he really, really did well against Salford, especially at home. I thought he ran the game for MK Dons. So yeah, that's my first one. I would love him at Salford. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. I think he probably will stay at MK Dons. But if you look at his, he's played for Swindon, he's played for Lincoln, Bradford, Blackburn, Oxford. Like, he's been around, he's played in the system. He probably will stay League One. Or if he does come at League Two, I think it will be MK Dons. But yeah, I would like to see him at Salford as a replacement for Stevie Malin. Go on, Stroll, number
2. Morgan Feeney, centre back for Shrewsbury. I'm a big fan. I know he was at Everton previously. I know that he's got bags of potential. I know he stood out as one of their good players, but he didn't really get many minutes last season. He's someone I've looked at and gone, I'd like to see you at Salford. I think it's a perfect fit.
So yeah, he's not playing many minutes in League One. The only place for him really to go now is to drop down, really, innit? Unless he goes to League One.
He's 25. I think Salford, and this is the thing which we need to remember about Salford, is when you're looking at certain clubs profile-wise, if you're looking to rejuvenate a career, if you're looking to take that next step, there's no better club than Salford because of the amount of eyes that are on it. It gives you different exposure and what different clubs can.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. And the fact we're screaming out for defenders. The thing is, at 25, playing League One and not getting many minutes, your next move's your important move. It's a 3-year contract, realistically. So that's going to take him up to nearly his 30s. And then this is when you make your decision now, innit?
Yeah.
I've been talking for 1 hour, 20 minutes, and my throat is pepper dashed. But yeah, no, I think that's a good signing, that, mate. How possible it is, I don't know. He probably will want to stay in League One.
Probably not, but
do you want to stay in League One? Get minutes?
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
So I've got a couple here that I'll just reel off.
Couple, you've got about 15.
Grass. So one of them is Jensen Way from Brighton. So he's 22 years old. He's not played for Brighton. He's been there since 2020, but he hasn't played at all. But he's had a bunch of loan moves, a lot of them in League One, though, which makes me think he probably won't drop down to League Two. But he was at Port Vale last year, 17 games, but he's played for Blackpool, Morecambe, Cambridge. But I think he'd be a really good addition if he would consider coming down to League Two and getting minutes. Like I say, he's 22 and he's not played for his parent club, and he's been there for nearly 4 years now. Papa. But what makes me think a potential move to Salford is he's from Warrington, gets him back closer to home from Brighton. Like you say, it's a big deal. If he signed in 2020, which is 4 years ago, so what's that, 18 when he signed for Brighton? He's probably moved down there on his own into digs or whatever. Whether it's possible on a loan, I don't know. But clearly Brighton don't see much in him, because I think once you're 22 years old and you're not breaking into your first team, you're on the cusp of leaving, aren't you? You should be breaking in.
Yeah, there's a lot of players that go by the wayside, isn't there? Especially the top flight.
Yeah,
you'll see that a lot.
I want to wrap these up pretty quickly, so we're not going on it all day. But another one. This is a bit of an odd one, but for some reason I could just see it working at Salford. Is Matty Platt from Bradford City, 26 years old, centre back. Really, really good in the air.
Defender. So
yeah, that's why I put him down. He's a defender that we need. He's from Knowsley as well, so it's not too far. He's in the last year of his contract at Bradford. I think he'd be really good under Carl Robinson alongside whether it's Stefan Negru or Tilt. But yeah, he's a really good in the air, strong in the tackle as well, which again we need. But he's got League Two experience. My only thought of him is sort of Bradford might want to cash in on him. As I say, he's last year of his contract. He's 26, so he's a good age with a lot of League Two games under his belt. He'd be a good addition to add in at centre back.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if on the crazy off chance we
Jake, has he signed for Notts County? When was that?
Is Jake's talking about Matty? Yeah,
is Matty Platt signed for Notts County? I missed that if that's true.
Because I was just before that came in, I was gonna what's the word? I was gonna say if we did sign him up because he's from Knowsley, we could do this whole video package of him like walking around the safari park, and then you see it. He comes to the car, and then we lob like a net over his head. No idea what I'm talking about now. I'm just waffling because I'm shy, and both of them two are looking on the phone. I feel like I have to feel. I don't like dead air, you see, so I'm just gonna start talking. Not to piss on the fire, but we've missed him. Oh.
I've got another player.
Yeah, Matty, yeah. By the way, it does look like Matty Platt has gone. He's Gonsby's.
Oh no way! That brings me on to my next player.
Thanks to the chat for that, because
yeah, no, appreciate that. I didn't know he'd moved.
We don't want to put fake news out there.
No way.
Like Port Vale.
So he's gone. There's another one. Well, that leads me on to my next one, which is Callum Maycock from Solihull Moors. I put this on. If you follow us on Twitter, I put this on there last night. He was on the list. He's a fan. This for me was the perfect. Apart from Charlie McCann, is the perfect replacement for Elliot Watt. Proper creative midfielder. He's 26. Been proper consistent in that National League. 146 appearances for Solihull Moors since 2020. So he's racked them up. I think the fact he's not moved to League Two minimum yet is mad. Obviously, he's got some sort of affinity to Solihull Moors. But last season for me, I was watching Solihull and they were unlucky not to get promoted. But I think the fact they've not got promoted, he was going to leave because he's sort of done everything he can. But as of last night, he announced that he'd signed for AFC Wimbledon, which, again, apparently it was a free transfer as well. So
that's not happening now, then?
No.
He just built that all up, and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. And then...
Yeah, no, he went to Wimbledon last night. It got confirmed and announced. But yeah...
What was the point of flirting with me then? And not buying me the drink?
You know what I mean? I feel like I need to have a job as like a director of football because all my players that I'm recommending are going to League Two, but different teams. Just before we wrap up, last two players that I wanted to mention was Kyle McAllister, another pacey winger. I think Kyle Robson. My head's gone. Kyle Robson would like Kyle. Obviously, he played at Forest Green Rovers last year. He got relegated. He's only 25. Forest Green had a terrible season last year. Obviously, got relegated again, but he managed to bag 6 goals and get 7 assists. So
not bad numbers, is it?
Not bad numbers.
Not great numbers.
It's not fantastic, but when you look at their season, I think they scored less than 20 goals. Did he, Forest Green? Was it? I might have just made that up.
They were awful.
Awful. But yeah, they were terrible. They were really, really bad. And the fact he scored 6 of them and 7 assists. Yeah, Troy Deeney was there. I wouldn't mind Kyle McAllister. I think you would be able to get him on next to nothing, if not free, because of the relegation of Forest Green. And he would be someone to look at. It's just going back on what Dan said from one up front. Athletes. We need athletes in the squad, and I think Kyle would tick that box. He's young. He's 25. He's sort of just coming up to the peak of his career, and he'd be a great signing, I think, for Salford. Lastly, I don't know how possible this is. As I say, some of these are long shots, but I have done my research. Is Reece Welch from Everton, young centre back, 20 years old. He again was on loan last year at Forest Green. He started really, really well for them, but then he just sort of lost out on minutes, didn't get picked when Forest Green hit their difficult patch. Obviously, Forest Green reverted to just having experience in the team and sort of trying to fight and stay
Worked
up.
well for him.
Worked fantastically.
And stuck to the youth plan that they were going.
I know. Everton recalled him. He did play 23 games for Forest Green, but like I said, they recalled him after he didn't get much game time at a certain point. But if you look at that point, that was when they were rock bottom of the table. It doesn't say a lot being a defender when your team's bottom of the table, but he's 20 years old. He did make 2 assists, and 10% of his games were clean sheets. So when you're talking about a young player, I know Everton fans and Everton coaches highly rate Reece Welch. He's an England youth international. He's played all the way from under 16s all the way up to under 20s. I know he's a highly sought after defender. I think he'd be a good, maybe not first team, especially if we've got Stefan Negru and Tilt. But I think he'd be a good addition on loan as well. So we're not having to sign him full time. I mean, if we could, that'd be brilliant. But I think just to add a bit of depth to the midfield, he would be the defence. He would be a great signing. And obviously,
I've got one more name.
Go on.
Right. So this is one I was toying with, right, whether to suggest it or not. But the more I look at it, the more I think it's absolutely perfect. And this could be. If Salford ever pulled this off, this would be by far the signing of the season, and I'll tell you the reason why, right? 27 years old, centre back, but also plays defensive mid, right? Started off at Manchester City, moved to Brighton. Chris Houghton, when he was manager of Brighton, put him in his 25-man Premier League squad, made his debut, and he played the full game against Southampton, played against Charlie Austin, almost got man of the match until Charlie Austin scored a last-minute winner. He's been at Stockport, he's been at Notts County, he's been at Carlisle. He only played 18 times last year, and it's Ben Barkley.
Nice. I feel like he was flirting all the way through. That was weird, wasn't it?
I was sucked in.
I was morphed in then, Joe. That's not a bad shout, you know. Is he linked to anybody at the minute?
I've not seen it. He's linked to anyone, but he plays centre back, defensive mid. He's got Premier League minutes in him. Like,
what would his wages be like, though? Doesn't matter, does
it? So getting into financial advisor mode.
I know.
How many times did he play? 18 times last year?
18 times.
He's going to want more games, isn't he?
He's going to want more games, but I mean, that's still more than half the season in League One. But, he'd come into Salford and play every game. This is one thing as well. Like, obviously, I wanted to keep these streams around an hour. We're on an hour and a half now. It's because we talk absolute nonsense. But just before we wrap up, sort of, the conversation of captain as well has to come back up. Obviously, Elliot Watt took the captain's band off Cairns.
Oh, he didn't take it off, did it?
No, it wasn't like a wrestling match, but Carl Robinson. I'm personally.
Well, we don't know. We don't know what happened. Do I can
he came in and said Elliot Watt's be captain.
Has he said that himself?
Well, he did because he had the band on.
Obviously, he wore it. But I mean, I've been like,
it's a fake one.
No,
Alex Cairns had it under his shirt.
No, like I don't know. Maybe there was a discussion had, and Cairns was like, you know what, I don't really like this added responsibility, and then Elliot Watt steps up because he's the leader in the dressing room. We don't know.
Nah, I think it comes down to. I mean, I was going to say I'm the same, but I don't manage a professional team. But I don't like goalkeepers as captains.
Yeah, that's a good shout from Jack there.
Yeah,
I think he's class, mate.
Yeah, Conor McLennan. I can never say his name. McLennan.
I always think Watson as well.
Yeah, I like Watson. I think,
as a captain,
I think Watson's a good player, but I do think he is on the verge of if we bring a better player in, he'll be replaced.
I think as a commanding force on the pitch, Tilt
will be a great one.
He's always shouting up at the midfield what to do. And obviously he's a big lad. He's domineering. He's got that sort of personality. Maybe he could be but we'll have to see because it might just go back to Kearns.
No, I don't think it will. I think the reason Kearns lost the captain's armband, I don't think it was anything to do with his ability or anything. Like I just said, going back to it, I don't like captains as goalkeepers.
Yeah.
I think you have to have the player on the pitch that can dictate the play. But not only that, the new rules now are only the captain can approach the referee. If it's the goalkeeper,
I know that's in the Euros, but is that now
no,
standard?
It's been it was in the Premier League last year.
All right, sounds.
So you need, if it's a free kick up on the other end of the pitch and Cairn starts sprinting 90 yards, we go, ref, that was a throw in. It's a bit mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I definitely think
Hendry could be a good captain though as well.
Callum Hendry's not a bad shout. He's aggressive on the. I love Callum on the
I always worried that he's going to get himself booked, but again, that's what Worcester was like, wasn't it?
Tilty's like, isn't it?
Yeah, we're all hard nuts, mate. It's all third.
I mean, a big statement as well would be
new
Carl Robinson bringing a new signing in that he trusts, that he maybe knows, and gives him the captain's band. And was Charlie McCann wasn't captain for Forest Green, was he?
Don't think so, no.
But then maybe that's where I forgot the lad you just said, Stroll from Carlisle. Barkley. I'm not saying Barkley would come in, but like that's the sort of caliber of player you'd be looking at and going, he's my captain when he signs.
Yeah, you'll know this from running the team yourself, right? Picking the captain is much more than just being on the pitch. It's everything, what they do in training, how they are in the changing room, how they speak to players. Like, so when you look at Carl Robinson, right, and his legacy of captains, he's always predominantly had the Mr. Reliable as the captain. So when you look at Salford now, there's a reason why when he came in, he changed the captaincy instantly. Not because Alex Cairns didn't deserve it, but similar to what you said in terms of the rule changes have obviously played a big factor into it. But it's little things like when you're on the pitch and let's say your right winger's not quite tracking back, Cairns is going to struggle to scream at him and pull him to one side going, if there's a throw on, what the hell are you doing? You need to make sure you're doing it. And it's the little things, and that's why I think he'll stick with the captaincy. The way that he's done it, I don't think he'll change it.
Like, people don't realise how big the captaincy band is. Like you said then, Stro, it's not just about being on the pitch. Like just going back to the Alex Cairns interview when he says Elliot Watt is the funniest in the dressing room. He's also the club, the dressing room DJ. He's doing more than just being on the pitch. He's creating the environment for the players to play in. Carl will go in and tell him the tactics, the formation, what he wants to do. But you also need a general in the team that can manage the players without the staff. I watched it. I can't remember who it was. It was an overlap interview recently, and someone asked Wayne Rooney what was the best thing Gary Neville brought into the England team when he was coach, and he said the best thing he did was he created meetings for players only, where no staff were allowed in the room, to talk, and that's what a captain will do as well. Like the captain will have the authority to turn to Carl and the rest of the managers and coaches, go, leave the dressing room, let us talk this out. Whereas I feel like Elliot Watt was that kind of player because of the relationship he had with the rest of the players in the squad. So it's always difficult bringing a new player in because the rest of the players are going to look at him and go, "Who the fuck are you?" You know what I mean? Language. Who the flip are you, lad? Unless it's a really, really respected player.
Yeah.
So that's why I could see it being Curtis Tilt. I could see it being McElhenney. I just don't think McElhenney's. I mean, I don't know what he's like in the dressing room. I just don't see him as being vocal. I don't think he's vocal on the pitch either. Callum Hendry's really vocal on the pitch.
Tilt is definitely.
Tilt is, yeah. They're the only two really in the squad. McElhenney, Callum Hendry, and Tilt are probably the only three.
Tilt's the one that stands out. Just in terms of experience, just the way he's respected in and around the club, the way he conducts himself. That's another big thing. The way your captain conducts himself. Tilt's the one that stands out for me.
Yeah, he doesn't take any shit, which is what you need from a captain as well. Like,
and it fits the Carl Robinson mold of what he likes his captains to be like. So when I'm saying that, I don't think he's going to change. I think he's going to stick to the principles that he knows when he's picking a captain, and Tilt's one that stands out 100%.
It'll be interesting.
I'd be happy with that. I'd be happy with that.
It'll be interesting though, boys. Like, I think we've got. I'm actually, the season last year didn't go great, but I've got a weird optimism this year. I think the rebuild. It's a shame losing Elliot Watt. I think that's the big one for me. We all saw the thing is we all sort of saw it coming. Even when we was at the last game of the season, we was just saying what we like.
Yeah.
You
Matt
know.
Smith had the armband, didn't
Yeah, we was Elliot Watt. We knew he was going.
he? He came out at the end as well. I suppose that's the captain's job, isn't it? But
Yeah, I mean, yeah, club captain will come out, but it was just to feel like I don't think any Salford fan was sort of under the impression that he wasn't good enough to move to
Oh,
League
of
One,
course.
and the fact he has, I think, just for
fair
the
play to him. Fair
yeah,
play to him.
I think every Salford fan saying the same, like, well done, you know what I mean? You deserve the move up. So fair play to him. But I think it's a nice. It's difficult looking at the squad. I don't know if you agree. It's difficult looking at the squad now and going, we're going to smash this year because there isn't a squad.
No, because
There's no one there.
Yeah, exactly. It's bare bones at the minute.
But looking at it, it also, which is why we've titled this episode "The Rebuild." It's exciting because there is a rebuild. There has to be, otherwise we can't facilitate a team. We have to bring in players, and this gives Carl Robinson the opportunity now to do that with essentially a
Yeah, because he inherited. That's what happens when any new manager comes in. You inherit a squad from a previous regime.
yeah.
So now is the time for him to start putting in his plan in place. What's Jack said there? Can you read that?
Jack said, "Wouldn't be surprised if it was Till Oxford's captain under Carl Robinson was a centre half. Still plays for them today. 200 plus appearances. Yeah, I think Tilt will get the ban. That's my personal choice. I like that anyway. We've said on the podcast a few times Tilty would be a great captain.
Yeah.
I think it might level Tilty a little bit as well. Like,
calm him down a bit.
yeah, he's got to focus on the team. He can't be as rash. But then again, you don't want to take that out of his game.
Because I like that fire.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think Salford fans, like, let's just be excited for this season. It'd be nice to start getting some announcements from the club, whether it's contract retainments, couple signings, we all seen the excitement when Cole Stockton was announced. So it'd be nice to have a few more of them as well. But I do feel like we are going to get them simply because we have to get them. I hope we don't go into this season with maybe one or two more signings and then just a load of B team players pushed up because we have to.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like there's a plan. And we need a plan.
Yeah. The good thing is with Carl Robinson, the rebuild is like, there's not players, usually a new manager will come into the squad and his first transfer window is signing one or two players, but the primary focus is getting rid of all the wood he doesn't want there, whereas Carl's not got that issue now because there is no dead wood there, you know what I mean?
They've got no contract.
Yes, yeah. There's a couple paving slabs on the floor and he's still got to put the walls up yet, which is why I'm excited. I do hope they announce the new kit soon, though. Like,
yeah, I don't know. Was the Adidas deal, was that like a 1 year thing? Or
I don't know. I'd like a new
but
kit.
I know, like throughout the season, we actually had Adidas at the club, didn't we? Do you remember? And they did that award on the pitch. So the Adidas representatives there.
Yeah.
So I think it's a prolonged partnership. I think Soulboy will probably stay for another season as the front sponsor. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'm not that fussed because I like Adidas kits, and I still think we've got the best kit in the league by a long shot. We stopped.
No.
All right. I just saw you pulling in my head.
I was reading something.
Oh, my head went then pulling.
We've probably gone through like 3 changes of daylight today. It's like we're sat in the dark now.
It looks like we're about to do like a podcast for like Ouija boards. Do you watch House of the Dragon last night, chat? Went off skis.
By the way, we'll wrap this up in 5 minutes. So if anyone in the chat has got any questions they want to throw in, please share them now and we'll answer your questions. We will keep this up. We're going to try and do it every week. So like I say, if anyone wants to be a guest, you're happy to appear on camera, drop us a message on Generation Red and we'll get you locked in for an episode coming up. It'd be good to chat to Salford fans because obviously me and Sam will talk absolute nonsense otherwise for hours.
There might be some episodes though where it might be Stroh instead of me because he's got that knowledge. So if there was a guest on and it was more of a knowledge focus.
Stop downplaying yourself.
Nah,
I know.
I've enjoyed listening to him. Like his knowledge is
you-
insane.
No, listen, Samir will always be a guest because it's the podcast that we
Not a
do.
guest.
Samir, it's Samir.
Exactly. You're an owner. You're a part owner of nothing because it's not a business. It's a podcast that we do. But Samir will always be on it because it's nice for you to listen. You bring the bands, lad. But no, appreciate everyone that has locked in. It's the first time we've done it, so if it has gone a bit wayward, we'll get better. But like I say, it will be good for us to chat to Salford fans because obviously with the match review when it's me,
Oh, Rotherham
Samir,
fans,
and Miles,
no, I'll see
stop interrupting me. No, I'm joking. Go on.
Nah, do on you muffet.
Yeah, I think to be clear, when we do go up to playing teams, let's get opposite fans on as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, Salford fans, if you would like to jump on, it'd be good to chat to you because with the match reviews, we don't really get to do that. It's mainly me, Sam, and Miles. Stroh will be coming on a part of this because he's a season ticket holder now,
Yes,
so we'll get
welcome to the
Stroh
family.
involved. So yeah, I think the Generation Red live streams that we will be doing is mainly going to be me, Samir, and Stroh, and then we'll bring in some guests as well.
Can I bring my mum?
Bring your mum. What should we do on Mum episode? Mum's Day.
Oh, Ginny would be sick on this. Ginny and Brenda going off it.
That should cause a war, me mum.
Yo, why don't we do like a live stream of us just getting absolutely steamboated?
Because I want to continue doing it after that episode.
Yeah, true.
But no, appreciate everyone that's locked in. I know it's late. It's coming up to 20 to 10. God, this has gone on way long. It's 2 hours nearly.
No.
But no, we're up to 66 viewers, which is 10% of Salford's stadium. But we'll be there next season anyway. Shouts to everyone. If you're not click subscribe, by the way, please click subscribe. If you're not following us on Twitter, please do that. Generation Red on all the social media platforms. Stroh, thanks for coming on, mate.
No worries.
Where can people find you?
Premier Battles.
You find him in his house.
Premier Battles, yeah. So shouts to
Shouts to Premier Battles. No, where can people find you on Twitter if they want to follow you?
Mr. Rich Stroh, Twitter, Instagram.
I feel like you didn't want to tell us, you know what I mean?
No, innit? He's like, are you trying to distance
Wow,
your brand away?
I'm trying to plug Prem, and he's just like calling me out for trying to plug Prem.
Well, then, what's your Stroh? What's your Twitter, Stroh?
Premier Battles.
Yeah. Follow Stroh. We'll put his at in the
And if you
description.
like rap battling, if you're interested in seeing the newest up and comers and the old heavyweights, Premier Battles is the place to be. You might even see some battles from this chunky little chunky. That was outrageous. That.
Wow. Where can people find you, Sam?
You probably find me at Salford Precinct. Looking for Anne now. You can find me at Samir Harmim. Yes, it's a bit tropical in it, so it's spelled SAMIRHARMIM for mother. But you can also just find me on a Xbox, Sam the Barbarian.
Why have you given your Xbox name? That?
Xbox. I'm sorry. I just don't know what I'm playing.
What's your national insurance number?
National insurance number. Ooh, I was about to do it.
Sam says fully got
yeah,
it. I love you, mate.
Went this morning.
This is why we don't do live streams, mate. Like we just record. Do you know how much this?
Oh, mate,
People need to realise how much time I put into editing the podcast, and it's purely because of
loads
it.
of stuff that I say that has to get edited out because I'll say something outrageous. I've done all right though. I've not said anything too outlandish
It's
today.
fine. Been fine. But yeah, make sure you do follow Generation Red. Shouts to all the other Salford platforms as well. Shouts to Danet on the One Up Front podcast. Please go and subscribe to them, give them a follow. And obviously all the fans that we chat to, Jake, Jack, man's gone. Jake, Jack, Rob. All he is a lovely.
Yeah, just
Lilo, Cameron, JJ.
Anyone, just thanks for watching. Big shouts to Suma, probably not here anymore. Little scruff.
And we'll be back with more content with Miles very soon. Obviously, he can't do these nighttime ones, but it gives us a chance to talk nonsense. He's on a date, yeah. Gives us a chance to talk nonsense with other Salford fans. So I'm going to wrap it up with that. Like I say, if you want to get involved and you do want to feature on it, drop us a DM and we'll set a date up. But yeah, let us know on Twitter what you want us to talk about on the next episode. But we'll be back. Shout everyone.
Yeah, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And good night. God bless.
Do you want to finish with anything? Smile and wave.
Thank you. Have a beautiful time.
Let's keep waving. Just keep waving. Just keep waving.
Nah.
Just keep waving.
This is awkward. This, you know.
Just keep doing it. See how many stay and watch.
Nah, this is weird.
No, just keep doing it.
It's making me uncomfortable.
Just keep doing it.
Nah, I'm getting off.